I am your host, Leah Dunlap, and you are listening to the Oracle on Purpose podcast, where we help intentional leaders clarify their purpose and next steps to create a work and life of significance. Hey everyone, guess what? Oprah was wrong and I can prove it. That's right. Oprah was wrong. Now, I love Oprah, so don't take this personally if you love her as well as I do. And let's just put a pin in the idea that we all love Oprah and she's amazing. And there is a statement or quote that's attributed to her that is wrong. It's just wrong. And I'll tell you why. I'm Leah Dunlap, Oracle on Purpose, and I help guide leaders who are ready to push past all of their upper limits and have their most amazing, most inspired, biggest vision be their reality. Now, so this statement was brought up to me by someone on a call today, and I was like, oh, no. And here's why. The statement that we can have it all, we just can't have it all at once. Have you heard it? Do you remember it? Is it a brain worm that stops you? Then it is absolutely wrong. And here's why. I don't believe people want to have it all the time. Not really. And one of the reasons that phrase is there and what's wrong and why it's a problem is that it stops people from doing what they really do want, because they think if they have everything that they want, they can't have it all at once. That somehow there has to be a trade-off. And that is where they're wrong. That is where that statement sends you off a cliff into I have to wait. There has to be this first or that first. I have to pay my dues. I have to have enough accreditations. I have to check all of these boxes. I have to follow the path that other people have followed. That is the acceptable, expected path. That's where that thought turns people down the wrong road or stops them and keeps them stuck from moving forward. Because something inside of them is desiring to have all of these things, whatever they are. It's a natural desired effect of being human to grow and change and build and want and to see and to create. So when people use that phrase or phrases like it to hold themselves back, that's why it's wrong. It's totally wrong. It's wrong because it doesn't allow you to be autonomous. It doesn't allow you to be autonomous. It doesn't allow you to say, you know what? I am going to have this life this way, despite what others expect to be normal or acceptable or possible. This is what I'm claiming. And when people can't claim what they really desire, they get stuck in a trap of blaming it on phrases like that, on phrases like this can't happen unless. I need to make sure that all of my ducks are in a row. I need to make sure that I know every exit strategy out of this should I make this decision and it not go as expected. Right? Think about that. Like there's a part of you then that if you're buying into this phrase, it keeps you stuck in inactivity, right? It's an excuse. It basically blatantly is an excuse to stay small, to give yourself permission not even try to do what you're driven naturally to create, because perhaps you already have a lot on your plate. And in thinking you have a lot on your plate, then it just logically feels like you can't take another thing on, instead of seeing that there's a possibility where having it all, if it's really meant for you to have it, will naturally allow you to have the resources to have it all, right? We don't need to stay trapped in a thought pattern that says, until you have all the resources, you can't even imagine, you can't even plan or step on the path to having what you want. I would talk about cart before the horse. Also, another phrase maybe that's not so great. It limits the capacity for the world to move itself into alignment with your alignment. Conversely, when you are completely aligned and listening from that aligned place, you have the potential to call in and create whatever you need, whatever resources, whether that's money or time or connection or random people from the universe popping in with gifts, free trips, free travel, free opportunities to speak on stages, all of that you don't necessarily have in your mind at the moment, but that could potentially be possible if you didn't fall into the trap of thinking you can't have it all at once. I think the thought that comes from that is lack. It's a lack thought that looks like there isn't enough. So perhaps she was misquoted, because I really don't sense Oprah as that person, or it was a mistake. She misspoke. I do believe it's wrong, and it's wrong because it pulls people back. So if you're a person who's been out there feeling like you do have all these great desires, you do have these huge dreams, and the only thing that you feel like is holding you back from really making it so is this misquoted statement about not being able to have it all at once, then I invite you to change that paradigm, change that thought pattern, reshift your mind to understand that if it's coming through you, it's meant to happen for you. And the way, right, the how of what will make that available to you may not be known to you yet. That is another place where lots of people get stuck. Well, I might have this great vision, but how am I going to make it happen? How am I going to bring it to life? How am I going to put all the pieces together? And that's what we get to play with in my upcoming group, the Purpose and Prosperity Accelerator, is the concept of claiming what you want without getting hampered by the how. Now, listen up. I said without hampering, right? Doesn't mean we don't come up with a how, or the how doesn't naturally reveal itself. It's that we don't put the how in front of the what. So if you're still circling around some really big, juicy goals that you have in your heart, that you have seen a vision for yourself or your life that feels more at ease and aligned and plentiful, abundant, right? Prosperous on all levels, and you have yet to figure out what it takes for you to have it all, then I invite you to come and join us. We're going to kick off at the end of September, but our group will start in October. So we will be going through the rest of the year together to make sure that you can absolutely have all that you desire all at once, if you so desire it. That's the kicker, right? If you so desire it. Very few people really, when they think about it, desire all of it at once. So there is a hint for you. If you are ready to transform your power from possible, in quotations, right? What's possible in quotations, to limitless possibility, then I really think that you should come and join us. I think that you will at least learn to embrace all of the wild and amazing and unpredictable wonderfulness that is possibility. And you will find alignment with your purpose and the prosperity that follows. So if that looks good or sounds good to you, then I want you to take a look at the link below or above and click on the link, take a look at the program. We have space, but the space is already filling up. We already have 6 people that have raised their hand that are coming into the container that know how good it is already because they've done it once before, right? So if you're ready, I'm ready to bring you in, ready to blow the doors off any false ideas of lack that sneak around like these little thoughts and bring you to a place of pure alignment to who you are, what you're meant to be doing, and let you loose in the world so that you can have your biggest vision be your everyday reality. All right. If you're interested, take a look at the link. Hurry, get in, because we are limiting the number of people we have in the group. So jump on in, join us. I promise you, the water is good. Bye now.
Thanks for tuning in to the Oracle on Purpose show. If you found value in this episode, we'd appreciate you leaving a comment. Also, you can subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't yet. If you'd like to get clear on your highest vision and next steps, go to oracleonpurpose.com. See you next week.